Devin Haney versus Jose Ramirez on the 2nd of May. Part of this Times Square card, this is the co-main event. We all know what happened with Devin Haney last year in April, where he lost what was then deemed to be a non-contest, non-decision fight against Ryan Garcia. Very embarrassing for Devin Haney and his stock, but he then done something about having a lawsuit against Ryan Garcia for battery. But for me, he only done that to get more favourable terms for the rematch, which has seemed to have happened, because after he wins, or if he wins this fight, he then goes on to fight Ryan Garcia in a rematch. So he's had over a year, because this happened in April, we're now in May. He's had over a year to lick his wounds and to recollaborate and come back. And this fight against Jose Ramirez, he was actually a unified super lightweight champion. And after losing the undisputed fight with Josh Taylor in May 2021, he then got back in the winner's bracket. And let's fast forward to last year, he had 2 fights. One in April, a week after Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia. He won that fight against Francis Bartholomew. Then after that, in November, he had a fight and lost to Arnold Barbosa Jr., who is fighting in the fight before him in the title fight against Teofimo Lopez. So he lost to Arnold Barbosa, and now he's on a comeback trail. Those fights were at 140. This fight is at 147. Welterweight. This is Devin Haney's first fight at welterweight, and it's also Jose Ramirez's first fight at welterweight. And after seeing how he performed against Arnold Barbosa, for me, it actually depends on what type and what version of Devin Haney turns up for this fight. If it's the same version that fought Ryan Garcia, then he's due to lose. But if it's the type that fought Regis Prograis, he will definitely dominate and win this fight at a canter. We don't know what Devin Haney's state of mind is at the moment, coming from the fact that he lost that fight, which was then deemed a no contest, non-decision fight. Went through this whole situation with trying to sue for the ability to get favourable terms in the rematch. It's actually worked out in his favour, and now he's back to reclaim what he once thought to be his, which is the best fighter out of this generation. Remember, he was undisputed at lightweight. He did move up and he won the WBC title at super lightweight from Regis Prograis. And now, after losing to Ryan Garcia in that fight, he's now gone up again to welterweight. I had always said that I believe that Devin Haney well overstayed his welcome at lightweight. He was there for way, way too long. And for me, it's evident in the fact that he's had one or two. He's only had 2 fights at super lightweight, and now he's up at welterweight soon after. So with that being said, I'm not sure, because my second take was the fact that his power and his punch resistance will be compromised by him always boiling himself down to lightweight. We will see if that is the case, because Jose Ramirez has a decent knockout ratio. He's about 62% knockout ratio. These two have had the same amount of fights. All in all, Devin Haney has been more active. Devin Haney 31-0 with 15 knockouts, and Jose Ramirez is 29-2, but he has 18 knockouts. He is definitely the more aggressive fighter, come forward style. He is a pressure fighter, and even though it's very effective what he does seem to have a limited shot selection. I've seen a lot of his fights and he seems to do the same thing all the time, which came up a cropper against Josh Taylor, where he couldn't adjust to do different things to enable him to overcome what Josh Taylor was doing. And with Arnold Barbosa, he did not know how to cause problems for the style of a pugilist specialist, a dodge raindrops type fighter. And Arnold Barbosa timed him. He did get rushed in certain rounds, But all in all, he definitely dominated the fight from a distance with the jab and straight punches. Not really many hooks, straight punches, straight jabs, straight backhands, keeping Jose Ramirez at bay. So for me, Jose Ramirez needs to learn how to get at angles to combat these pure boxer type fighters, such as Devin Haney. Devin Haney is your pugilist specialist. He didn't show that in the Ryan Garcia fight. He went in there and tried to have a fight. For me, that was the wrong thing, but he was emotionally challenged in that fight, emotionally charged, and I think he was just drawn out because of their history. With this situation, he has no connection per se with Jose Ramirez, so he should get back to his boxing, and if he does so, he should win that fight with a unanimous decision victory. So that's what I'm going to call. I'm going to call a unanimous decision victory for Devin Haney. I will not be surprised. This actually depends on what version of Devin Haney comes to this fight. As I said, if he comes with that version of trying to fight fire with fire, he will lose. But if he sticks to his tried and tested style of being a pure boxer, keeping Jose Ramirez at the end of his jab, he should win this fight easily. So I'm going to assume that he's going to do that, go back to type and keep Jose Ramirez at the end of his jab and come out unscathed, go the distance, unanimous decision victory for Devin Haney, in my opinion. And I think Jose Ramirez will give a good account of himself to be able to be involved in other fights going forward. But I do believe he will lose this fight based on the fact that he shows limited ability to adjust to a situation. And Devin Haney will cause him a lot of frustrations. Maybe he won't respect Devin Haney's power and just start walking through his punches to deliver what he wants to deliver. But, as I said, I believe Devin Haney will keep him at the end of a jab and win a unanimous decision. This is all happening on Friday coming, the 2nd of May, in Times Square. This is great stuff. I can't believe it. I love this stuff. To be fair to you, I wish I was there. I would just go to Times Square and just stand up. I would just go there from early morning and just stay there. I'd stay one of them hotels in Manhattan that's real close, probably 33rd or 35th Street, and just come out my hotel and just walk down there and just stand up out there. But I won't be there, and I hope whoever's there enjoys it. This is a once-in-a-lifetime situation. Having a ring in the middle of Times Square and no one has to pay to be ringside for these 3 humongous fights. To be fair to you, they're 3 big fights. All 3 of these fights can all be their own main event and have their own undercard. So that's 3 major fights in my opinion. Anyway, with that being said, I will see you guys in the next video.